Running Fever episode 51. This time we have positive speaking, also the medical mantra, and reports from all the major departments. So let's hit the road.
Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. I've lost 60 pounds this year and become a fitness nut. And it was all very simple and easy. And you could do it too. No, it wasn't. It actually was not easy. It's not even really very simple. I mean, it's simple enough for everybody to get it, but not even really very simple. As of this morning, was still at 60 pounds lost. It's Monday. Final weigh-in for the contest is Thursday. Diet report. So this is a good time to do diet report because I don't have notes. I don't carry it because I'm exercising and or driving. Well, not and, but or driving during the time that I record this. So I just came from the grocery store. Great time to do the diet department report. I finally found some edamame, which is, I believe it's a Japanese soybean, and people just eat it. And apparently it's, I guess, relatively tasty, certainly high protein, and I finally found it. There's none that are fresh. There are none in the canned section. There are none in the dried beans section. And I went to the frozen section and I looked for all the beans and stuff and just pretty much everything under the sun except edamame. They even had a Japanese vegetable mix that did not include edamame. It was just the usual stuff. I guess with a Japanese flavor or Japanese style or something. So I finally found it in the frozen section, but particularly in the natural food section. Apparently, these Japanese soybeans are more natural than, green beans or whatever was in the other side of the aisle. Probably marketing, they want to. People who are looking specifically for edamame are probably looking for a high protein vegetable. And that's true. So we have it now. We'll try that out. Got some oatmeal for home because I took all my oatmeal to work. Oatmeal, you can get the instant oatmeal with different flavors, right? And since I haven't had the oatmeal at home, I've been eating cream of wheat, which is a brown sugar cinnamon cream of wheat, and it's 130 calories per serving, which isn't bad. And you can get a number of different flavors for anywhere between 130 to 200 calories per serving. But keep that in mind. I don't think we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to eat oatmeal a lot, then we're going to need a little variety. Variety's good, great taste. That's part of my whole plan. Find foods that taste good, eat reasonable portions of them. You can find good foods that are good. I mean, tasty foods that are good for you. It was raining on my way home from work, and everything's still wet, so I'm wearing the rain gear. And after my experience last time, it's quite a bit warmer today, but after my experience last time, I decided to wear my long sleeve t-shirt underneath this to provide some more warmth. Still probably a good idea even though the temperature is higher. Spring has sprung and there's been a lot of rain lately. So back to the diet report. Yeah, so cream of wheat is probably not the superfood that oatmeal is. Not really sure. Still not sure why oatmeal is a superfood. But the calorie count was right, so it's very tasty and didn't even have to add any sucralose Splenda substitute because I think it's got just regular sugar in there. Well, any one serving is kind of small, but that's what we're going for here. Got some more yogurt. My favorite, I think, flavor is cherry vanilla. But I also got some blackberry cream today, which is, I hope, also a vanilla type fruit flavor. But I'll let you know. I don't usually actually even look at what flavor it is. I just pull one out and eat it. They're all pretty good. I don't really, I suppose I could try the, dessert flavored ones, whatever, chocolate cake or cheesecake, several of those. I probably will try one eventually just to see what it's like. But they're all pretty good, and I'm getting the store brand light, which is 80 calories. Really good for snacks in the morning, or anytime you need a meal substitute, you have one of these handy. For example, Friday, it's Lent, and Friday is a no meat day, so I had yogurt instead of my usual jerky for the afternoon snack. Also had to get some more Smart Balance, which is the butter substitute that I've been using. I took my supply of that to work, and there's something you can do. I wanted to get some individual servings. This is just as good. I mean, if you have a shared refrigerator at work, you can just put the Smart Balance in there, which, by the way, is a third the calories of butter, and it's also supposed to be good for you, a better balance with, according to the name, but they have omega-3, which is, they are good fats you need to have. There's no partially hydrogenated soybean oil or anything crazy like that in there. And also not the usual non-fish animal fat that you get from butter. So I got some of that, and I have it at home and at work now. And I can have that instead of butter, because actually since I took that to work, I've been having real butter with just a little bit. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to flavor the entire bowl of oatmeal, which is where I use it. So not that big a deal, but butter is 100 calories per tablespoon. Smart Balance is 33. They have different flavors. No idea why. Maybe olive oil tastes different. They all have the same calories. They cost the same. They all have the omega-3 on the label. I don't know. But medical report, I finally made an appointment to see a doctor. It's a new old doctor, a doctor I used to go to, and I'm probably going to be switching to for all my general practicing needs. And I'm going to see him on Friday, so I should be able to report on that 2 podcasts from now. Although I'm thinking of doing a dietitian special in between now and then. I've been meaning to do it for the last few episodes, so maybe we'll be able to do that, and you'll have to wait maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. It's a new week. We were doing a mile last week for our 3 times a week, 1 mile. So today, I'd like to do a mile and a quarter. Well, let's say a mile and a half. We'll go out 3/4 and then come back. I haven't traveled this trail. I'm on the, what shall I call this? The Western Trail. I'll call this the Western Trail. Yeah, this is the Western one. It's the one that has all the hills. It starts from the same point as my old usual one. And we wanted to get some more strength training in by putting some inclines in the workout. Not as familiar with it, so that's why I sometimes have trouble telling what's what, how far, looking, noticing where the signs are. But I do know that 1.5 is close to where I start. So we should be looking for Warning, live math. Yeah, going up here. So I should be looking for 2.25. Nope. 3/4. Yeah, 2.25. All right, so we'll look for that. So on that appointment date, I will go see about my shoulder and arm. And I'm pretty sure, unless he's developed x-ray vision, that we're going to have to actually go somewhere where there is an x-ray machine, MRI, all that radioactive magnetic equipment that they have that cost millions of dollars. But I have pretty good insurance now, so it should all be covered, and it's worth it. It's my mantra, it's my medical mantra. Take care of yourself. Your body is your most important asset. All right, there's the mile marker, 2 miles. Over the last week, I've ramped up my office walking program. Over the weekend, I got a report on my watch that was a weekly report, and it said that my average steps per day was over 9,000. Average calories per day burned gave me a surplus of quite a bit. Although, of course, we know that's not accurate because my metabolism has been knocked down. Weight loss ends on Thursday for several months until I can get my metabolism back up to a normal level. 2.06 miles. Positive talking. We're not talking about positive thinking, we're talking about positive talking. It's really the same thing. Thinking is just talking to yourself in your mind without moving your lips, or tongue, or teeth, or vocal cords. If you happen to be a ventriloquist, you can probably physically talk without moving your lips. Anyway, went to a movie last night and had dinner. Well, we didn't really have dinner. We sat in a little coffee shop and talked for a while with a friend of mine, and he's always got good advice for me. And I said something like, I'm confused and I've always been confused. And she said, is that really what you want to say? Because the more you say it, the more you believe it. And this goes back into the sort of visualization idea that's a common theme among the writers of success manuals and makers of programs like The Secret and others. Visualization. It's also the same concept as Norman Vincent Peale's Power of Positive Thinking. I think I may be going too far, because I didn't see a quarter mile marker. But this is interesting. It's a part that I haven't been to before. And I was really wondering what the other side of that lake looks like. 2.19. Getting really close to 3/4. Have another one of these. It's a big circle. I'm going to actually take a picture of it. It's a crossroads of sorts, which is always a good metaphor for life, making changes and making decisions. And in this particular one, the decision is between Razorback Greenway and the Lake Fayetteville Trail. Of course, you know I'm going around the lake. Same thing exists on the other side, which we know from going down the Marina Trail. That section, I've now walked the entire Razorback Greenway section of the Lake Fayetteville Trail. But there's a little twist on what my friend told me, and that's about speaking. not just thinking, but speaking. Someone asks you a question, you go into that mode of, well, I've always been overweight. It's very hard for me to lose weight. And she said, think of a better positive way to say that. I'm going to go a little bit behind the 2 1/4 sign. I've got another little landmark up here because I don't go all the way from the 1.5 mile marker. Find a positive way to say what you're trying to say. Instead of saying, I'm confused, I've always been confused, say, I cannot be confused. And that's a real simple example. It could probably be better stated and thinking of a positive aspect, because there's a balance in life. With every weakness, there's a strength. With every challenge, there's an opportunity. There you go. Those are some positive terms. So I'm taking that tack, and she actually had me practice it. We kept talking, and she said, practice not saying those negative things and say positive things instead, but express the same idea or similar one or a better one. So I did, and the practice helped. I've told you about how I have been, because of my arm injury, ailment, I have been using my left mouse at work, my left hand, to do my mousing at work. It's life-changing. It's not just, it's hard to do this. It's hard to do it, and then the next thing you do is different too. Put my hands on the keyboard, should be the same, but it's not. Maybe because of the muscles that I've been using on that left hand. But I think it's also affecting me mentally, and it feels like a challenge. I know that sometimes I feel like, I can't, I don't have the effort to do this task at work, and the task has nothing to do with physical movement of my mouse. I'm still going to have to make those movements, but it seems harder to do at all because of what's going on in my brain as a result of me using my non-dominant hand to work the mouse. The benefit from this remains to be seen. I know when I was a drummer in the band in high school, I wasn't really trained as a drummer. Like a lot of things, I just decided to do it. And one of the band leaders, or the teachers basically, told me to be a good drummer, you need to have a balance between your left and right hands. That when you strike the drum with your left hand, it should be the same as when you strike it with your right hand. And you should be able to switch off and do anything, and then when they listen to you, it sounds like it doesn't matter. It sounds like it could be one hand doing it, or a machine doing it, or something. So he said, do things with your left hand. Brush your teeth with your left hand. Anything you have to do, and you'll learn to have balance there. Didn't hydrate immediately before workout, hydration department, because I've been drinking a lot of water at work. I think I drink about 200 ounces of water at work now every time I get up and do my walking. I also get a 25-ounce container of water and make sure I drink it before the next time, which is roughly every hour. Yeah, if I did 8 of them, which I probably did today, and I get in the habit of this, it's no longer necessary to really do the math. It's just like the calorie thing. You just know that 4 ounces of ground chicken is 130 calories. One sausage patty is 130 calories. One bowl of oatmeal is 100 calories. So you don't put sugar, milk, and butter in it, or any of the above. So I got plenty of water happening right now. Pretty confident about that. And let's see how we're doing today. I actually look at my watch sometimes. It's telling me the time because it's on the workout, so I can't really, maybe I could swipe it and get something there. No, it's not letting me swipe. So I can't get my step count, but I know I got over 7,000 at work today because I've been, like I said, ramping it up a little bit. I don't want to do that. I think after Thursday morning we will start reducing that a bit. And one reason is the same reason that I'm trying to take it easy now. I'm not running now, just to avoid getting injured. Another reason is well, this is kind of related. I'm wearing my, street clothes, not my trail clothes. So I've got boots on instead of my running shoes. So again, chance of injury, those can cut up my feet. Although with my new socks, they don't do too badly. Actually wearing those now because the running socks were not clean. Still considering, I talked about the socks and how if they worked out, we'd be going steady. But I would never marry them because I don't marry socks. Well, they've been through their first washing now, and the uppers, the top part, really just kind of like a regular dress sock. It doesn't appear to be holding up that well. Kind of loose, frayed a little bit. So I got a feeling that is the weak point, and these might not have the durability that I expect for most of my clothing, although I may just go ahead and get some more anyway. Back to the diet department, I looked at when I went to the dietitian the first time. It's what's called the MOVE program. MOVE program is part of the VA, Veterans Administration Medical Center. And she gave me what looks like maybe a large placemat or something. It's this big laminated card that shows you pretty much life size what a plate is supposed to look like, and goes into all the things that can be on the plate or should be on the plate. It's just showing you how your diet should break up in order to be balanced and healthy. And they mentioned dairy products, and of course my favorite dairy product is cheese. I really like pretty much all of them except milk itself. I only really like milk and cereal or something like that. Yeah, I like all of it, yogurt, sour cream, cheese, butter. But cheese is my favorite. It has not only lots of fat, but lots of salt. Tons of salt are needed to make cheese. The dietitian told me she was kind of trying to move me away from the cheese. I said, I gotta have the cheese. I can't give that up. So anyway, it was good to see that on the piece of rigid literature that she gave me. But she's got to be reasonable about it. Like I said, food you like, but reasonable portions and healthy. And this is, in a way, healthy. And one of the things I do to help with things like that is I get the best cheese. I mean, the most flavorful cheese. I picked up some today. And I think it's Edgewood Creamery. And I'm not sure. This is one of the calorie levels I haven't memorized yet. But it's possibly on my list of calorie counts at home. And it's $7. $7 for, we're not talking half a pound here either. We're talking about maybe more than a quarter pound, but probably somewhere thereabouts. Third of a pound, something, I don't know. I can weigh it when I get home with my new food scale. But this cheese is just a mild cheddar according to the label, but it's very tasty and has a really good strong flavor to it. And it's white cheddar. So getting a pretty good workout, if you can tell from the way I'm breathing. And I'm almost Well, I'm going up the last hill here. I think there's really only one hill. But it's a pretty decent one. I'd say at least maybe 10-15% grade. I'm not really good at judging that. And it's long. So that's good. I'm trying to get my strength, getting plenty of protein, plenty of water. Those are two keys that I know of so far. Protein, water. Water to rebuild in the anabolic process. Protein is fuel for the muscles. So even though I'm walking probably more in terms of distance at work, at least I'm getting, first of all, it's just better to be outside. More pleasurable. I can smell the pine trees that are on either side of me right now. Pine needles blanketing the forest floor. Hardly anybody out here. I've seen 2 runners. That's it. And that's the difference, you know. Some people see the weather and say, I'll just not go out. Other people put the rain gear on, put the running shoes on, and hit the trail. All right, it's all downhill literally from here. So financial report, pretty sure I'm going to be $220 richer on Thursday. Not taking any chances though. Hope to lose a few pounds by then. I was at my Thursday weight last night, which is pretty much par for the course, or this morning actually. Pretty much the way things have been going. Even though it didn't feel like I was eating as much over the weekend, so that could be a bad sign. Anyway, the goal will be to get up to as high as possible. I'm hoping that exercise will help in the maintenance of my metabolism. And that was 1 additional runner, so 3 on the day. Okay, so 1.5 miles today, not bad. Not bad, feeling good, but feeling challenged. So at work, obviously it's level. It's in a well-designed building that's very flat on the inside. And here, not so flat. So positive thinking is the theme for today. Staying on track, doing, my calorie counts, doing my exercise, staying in that routine. Keeping in mind what's important. What is the goal? I love my life so much that I want to make it last as long as possible. That's the goal. If I continue to make positive adjustments, then I should be able to get there. 64 degrees now, overcast. No need for a weather department, really. Just have nothing to say right now. Yeah, we've covered everything: medicine, diet, and exercise. Not to mention almost not physical. Really, our brains are physical, obviously. That's why we need healthy bodies in order to have good brains and good brain function and be able to think well. But mentally, positive mental attitude, power of positive thinking, the power of positive speaking today. So enough with the negative stuff. Everything I'm human, and that's not a negative thing. I'm human. I'm human, and I can get to a healthy weight. I can get the exercise I need. I can be fit mentally and physically and spiritually. And I'm doing all those things right now. But if I said I can't instead of I can, then I wouldn't be able to do that. Can't even really start. Got to know what the destination is before you begin your journey, or probably won't get there. Definitely won't be a direct route, which is the whole point of starting a journey. I'm glad you're with me on this journey. Until next time, keep the fever.
This is the Padua Podcast Network. PaduaMedia.com